Loyal Ball Knowers fans, we are back after a 3 week hiatus. Uh, we decided it is time to pod again after the Knicks have won the NBA championship.
Wow, they actually did it. I guess that's my first reaction. Um, and I guess I realized about game three that that was the inevitable result. I think about the third time the Spurs choked a 15-point lead, I was just like, okay, this is just how it's going to go every game.
Yeah,
Um, but what a run from the Knicks. I totally went into the finals. We didn't have a pre-finals pod, so I
we
didn't
do
get to
not.
air this out. But I'll just say it. Like, I thought the Spurs were going to win. I was saying like Spurs in six, and of course I thought the Knicks had a chance, with Brunson ball. But of course I didn't think it would actually happen until it did. Um,
Yeah, obviously I was going into it for the most part thinking, Spurs and six or something. And then I was listening to some podcasts, and I do have proof that I switched up my take. I was texting Landon about it before the series started. Like it was right before tip off. I'm like, you know what? I'm switching my tune. Knicks and seven. And so obviously the series ended a little bit before that. But I'm going on record and saying I picked the Knicks before the series started.
so I guess I want you to answer this, Bennett. Do you see this Knicks win as more of a good thing for the Knicks, like an impressive accomplishment for the Knicks, or just a historic choke and historic like repeated collapses from the Spurs?
I think it's both for sure. I don't think the Spurs collapse quite this bad without the Knicks being an absolutely fantastic team. I think given like the Knicks were definitely given an opportunity to come back into these games, but I would say they're one of two teams that are even capable of coming back, especially in the game where they were down 29. Um,
It's crazy to me how like matchup based it is, like in between the top teams. Like
yeah,
I don't even feel like there's a clear best team in the league. Um, I guess maybe OKC if Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell are healthy and everything. But still, it's so matchup based because I feel like the OKC would have dog walked the Knicks probably if
I
they were
don't
healthy.
know,
And
honestly. If
you
I'm
don't
if
think
I'm being
so?
honest, I've been thinking about that. I've been seeing a lot of people say asterisk for this Knicks championship because the Thunder would have dog walked them. I just don't
Well,
think
I mean,
that's
this kind
necessarily
of thing
true.
happens every year. I'm not saying there's an asterisk on this
No, I'm
because
I'm not.
you can put an asterisk on every championship ever.
I think I think this Knicks team. Obviously, I agree with the sentiment that like the playoffs are way more matchup based now than they ever have been. Um, and this is not me retroactively saying that the Knicks are the best recent champion, but I think they are the most capable of switching up how they play to match their opponent. Like they don't have like their one way of playing where if they match up with the wrong team, it's wraps for them. Like
I
they've got a
honestly
very
think
complete lineup where everyone can shoot and
Mike
defend.
Brown deserves so much credit for what
Oh,
he did to this
100%.
team. Like
Yeah.
this team is unrecognizable from when Thibodeau was the coach. Like they are so different. And even though like Brunson put up the 45 in game 5 in the closeout, it was never like Brunson saved me ball. You
Hmm.
know, it was like Brunson would pick his moments throughout the game, where he would just, go crazy in the mid range. He's so impossible to guard.
Yeah.
This is such an incredible playoff run from the Knicks in general. Like the whole team really got it locked in. And like you said, they can win in so many ways. And they haven't lost more than one game since the first round. So that's literally 12-1 in their last 13. And that one was the game where the pedophile came to the arena and ruined all the aura. So it wasn't
Yeah.
even their fault. Like they should have been 13-0
This
or
playoff
12-0.
run, they only lost to C.J. McCollum, Magnet Ball twice, and to Donald Trump once. What an
It's so
incredible
crazy
playoffs!
how the 2026 Atlanta Hawks with 30 whatever old CJ McCollum are the only team to actually get close to
Yeah.
actually challenging this team. But But I guess some might argue that the games 1 and 2 of the first round Knicks were definitely not the same as like, you know, the Knicks that we saw in the finals. Because holy shit, did they get their shit together? And
I think
obviously Jalen Brunson incredible, but I honestly think besides like Mike Brown and Brunson, Cat Cat becoming like a viable defender, not even a viable defender, Cat becoming a good defender at the 5 for this postseason was huge for them. And then he
yeah.
still got his incredible 3-point shooting and his ability to actually take big guys off the dribble and smaller guys. And so when you consider all those things, like Karl Anthony Towns, like evolving like this as a player and developing defense and like I guess that dog in him in like his 11th season or whatever he's in, like that's just incredible. And Karl Anthony Towns deserves so much credit for how he played, even though the last couple games he, kind of went back to Minnesota Cat a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, he elevated this playoff run. And, like, there were, not so much in the final series, but in the Cleveland and Philadelphia series, he just kind of became, like, this offensive hub where, like, he can make plays for the offense to give Brunson a break. And that's just, like, something we haven't seen from Cat, like, ever in his career.
And he
So
guarded
now we
Wemby
got
really
teams
well
looking
too.
for like a year
Like
11 leap from their older players. Like, oh
he
yeah,
did a
if
good job guarding Wemby.
Sabonis takes a leap, we're going to the finals.
Sabonis. Oh no.
Like we're looking at like these old players. Like, can they take the Cat leap and we can actually do something? Like, it's honestly kind of unprecedented for a guy who's in his age 30 season, in his 11th season in the league, like just adding so much to his game in one playoff run. Is so crazy to watch.
So how do you feel about Andrew Wiggins and Cat both getting rings before Jimmy Butler? Have you seen that?
I think it's hilarious that, everyone heard about Jimmy's meltdown in the locker room and telling those two they're too
I'm still
soft.
taking Prime Jimmy. I'm still taking Prime Jimmy over either of those guys.
Well, yeah, but he don't got a ring, so.
Yeah. But I mean, bro was carrying DoorDash drivers to the finals, though.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was.
look, it wasn't bro's fault. But
But I mean,
anyways,
these
what other
dudes
players
are
on the Knicks stood out to you?
OG, man.
Yeah, obviously OG. Having OG as your third best player is such a luxury. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
This guy is so good. Like, this guy's got all the physical tools to be like one of the best players in the world. He's one of the best defenders in the league. And honestly, like I feel like Mitch Johnson as a coach like was really doing a shit job of staying away from OG like in the fourth quarter. Because I felt like OG was guarding all those huge possessions, and he is like the one guy on the floor that you especially don't want to, be there getting physical with whoever has the ball.
He was giving me some insane flashbacks to 2019 Kawhi.
Like, and then he can knock down shots too.
Yeah. Like on some of those possessions where he's got the ball and he's like taking some like dribble, like pull up three. It's like, what the fuck? It's uncanny how much he looks like Kawhi.
Then obviously he has the game winner put back in game 3 to cap off the 30-point comeback.
Yeah, that was incredible. Well, that was game 4. Game 3
was
is
that game
the
4?
loss.
Okay.
But yeah, that was such an incredible play. I went to bed because I was having a horrible migraine, and I'm like, Knicks are down, 25 halfway through the third. I'm not gonna keep trying to thug out this. I'm going to bed. Then I wake up to like you text me, a couple other friends texted me. I saw the Real Sports notification that like OG hits a game winner. Like, fuck, man, I gotta watch. Like, I recorded the game, so I went back and watched it. That shit was so crazy.
I mean, the whole second half of that game was unreal. Like, we could do a whole section just talking about that.
Yeah.
But I guess we could save that for the Spurs section, because we got to go in on a lot of Spurs players and Spurs coaching and just some of their decision making. But before we do that, there's a few more Knicks players I want to mention. First, Jose Alvarado. Incredible playoff run from Jose Alvarado.
He was huge.
Like, inventing yourself as like an offensive player that can exist, and then obviously like he's always been the archetype of like a pest, like a hustle defender, perimeter player, you know? And in this playoff run, he just finds the way to fit in with this team. Also, Landry Shamet off the bench, Mitchell Robinson with a broken hand. I mean, I don't even think he could probably break both his hands and it wouldn't impact how he plays the game. So
what? Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, he had that huge offensive rebound to win the championship, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was huge for them. I feel like the Spurs didn't really take advantage enough of the fact of the hack-a-mid strategy. Like, it didn't really happen all that much in the finals.
No.
I guess he wasn't on the floor that often, to be fair. But yeah, all these role guys for the Knicks really just stepped up. There was really no weakness on the floor at any point in this final series. You never had a guy that came out and the Spurs really could target them on defense or anything.
Jalen Brunson deserves his credit for what he did on the defensive end also, because like you knew that they were going to go at him, and they did, and they tried. Probably not as much as they should have, but they tried, and Brunson held up.
Yeah,
he wasn't just getting bullied.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to point out, like, he's probably one of the best conditioned players in the league. Because is he one of the best defenders? No, but he's giving it like 100% effort every possession.
You know, it reminds me
to come back on offense and like carry that load is crazy.
I was gonna say, it reminds me as like a Tigers fan. I know this is kind of a weird reference, but Justin Verlander used to sometimes he'd pitch a whole game, so he'd still be in the ninth inning, and he started the game. And then he'd randomly just start throwing like 100 gas for the last inning. And that reminds me of Jalen Brunson, because some players just have it in the tank to just go at 100% whenever, and they can just absolutely fry everybody. And I honestly think all the Spurs, like perimeter defenders, no one looked that tired outside of like Vassell, because he had the main Brunson assignment. And then also Wembanyama. Like Wemby needs to get more conditioned this offseason or something.
Yeah.
Or he needs to just get stronger in the upper body or something, because that's a clear weakness of his at this point. And obviously he's still like a great two-way hub, and there's lots of things that you can do to improve the team around him. And I'm sure that with this version of Wemby, you can still win a title with it.
Speaking of two-way hub, did you see that Celtics fan on Twitter?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
bro was using every word in the book. Like, actually,
it's like heliocentric ecosystem. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Ecosystem. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I just had to bring that up because I've been seeing everyone clowning on that dude. Like, it's just been half my feed is quote tweets.
No, I thought that was crazy because like he's got like a unique description for every single player.
Yeah, it's like that kind of defeats the purpose of a description, right? You make the description to have players in that category. It's like 1 through 15, we got a different name for each archetype.
We don't need to be calling them ecosystems, bro.
No, we don't.
We can do better than that.
Calling a player a heliocentric offense guy is already a stretch for basketball archetypes. Like, why are we throwing in bigger words for this guy? Just call him ball hog, bro.
I gotta look this up now because I want to remember what he called Tatum.
Oh, dude, it was horrible. It's hilarious.
Tatum was something bad. How am I gonna find this post though? Because Twitter fucking sucks.
I'm going on Twitter. It's probably gonna be one of the top ones.
Okay.
I think I even quote tweeted it to my
because I know I saw it
fans on Twitter. I just tweeted something about tennis. Oh, also peep the Roland Garros hat debuting a new hat on the pod.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, Tatum was two-way scalability engine. That's
scalability engine. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
I have no idea. What is it? What is a scalability engine? Can you define your terms, bro? Like, and he's getting clowned.
Tatum's not even an engine either.
No.
Like, he's on a team that, like, all they do is drive and kick and shoot threes.
clearly you didn't read when he defined engine versus ecosystem in his comment section.
Okay, my bad for not knowing
Hold
the
on, it's got
difference.
to be one of the top
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
comments. Um, shit. Okay, engine, offense runs through you. Ecosystem, offense runs because of you.
What's the difference, man?
I don't know. That's the only definition he offers for that entire Twitter post.
Because, like, what kind of player has that much gravity on offense that they actually can, like, make shit happen without the ball in their hands?
The
Like,
only
has
person I
very
can think
few
of is Steph
players.
Curry.
Yeah, and even now, like, Steph's not as quick as he used to be, so it's
No.
easier for teams to key him out.
I don't know. That's such a funny post because
There's so many oddballs on NBA Twitter. Like, so many
Cade's is
geeks.
funny too. Jumbo creation engine.
That one makes a little more sense.
I mean, I know it makes sense. Like some of these do make a
Yeah.
little bit of sense. It's just so goofy the way you use these terms.
But, like, how does he describe Luca if he called Cade a jumbo creation engine?
Heliocentric engine.
Like, Cade and Luca have, like, near
This-
identical play styles
Yeah.
besides foul baiting and step back threes.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these are accurate. It's just goofy.
It's just
Like-
dorky. Yeah.
Like
The
Shea is a
scalability
pressure
engine.
creation engine, but like no one's ever gonna call him that.
They're calling bro a pressure cooker. Bro's a convection oven.
Let's see. Did
Two-way
I get-
convection oven.
maybe that's the 16th ranked player. Did I get any motion on my tweet? I got one like,
Okay.
67 views.
All right. 67,
We-
that's a funny number.
We big on Twitter.
So I guess before we talk about the Spurs, we should talk about the small guard agenda. The state of the league, they're famous for, Pablo
Kill
at
all
least,
small guards.
pushing that agenda very hard. He
Yeah.
wants to kill everybody in the NBA who's under 6'4". He actually said so.
I listened to their most recent podcast, and Pablo is still.
I did as well.
He's still
I did as
on
well.
it.
I think I agree with Pablo. I think I agree with him just because, how many Jalen Brunsons are there out there? Not very many. And, Jalen Brunson, it took a long time for him to become what he is now. Obviously an incredible player in college, and he was always like a winner. But, 2018 Brunson isn't doing this. And then also the fact that Brunson took a huge pay cut so that they could, afford to have Towns, Anunoby, and Bridges, and this well-rounded team. I guess maybe we could talk about how Brunson might be shifting the precedent for that. But
Yeah.
I think this is overall, I don't think it's going to impact team building too much just because I feel like this is a pretty hard to replicate formula, especially because a lot of things just went the next way this postseason also. Like not having to play Detroit, not having to play Boston, not having to play OKC. And the Cavs
think-
just rolling over for them.
Yeah, I think it is kind of a hard situation to recreate, especially because they had to. I mean, part of it was shelling out 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
And not every team has the assets to do that. But back to the small guards thing. No, you're not going to have... It's not going to be very common for a player of Jalen Brunson's caliber to leave $100+ million on the table, to leave room for... I don't know, to leave cap room for
Hell, I wouldn't do it.
team building. I wouldn't do it either. But with the small guards thing, I think there is a reason to be anti-small guard because of the whole defense thing. And they take a lot longer to develop into all-star caliber players. That I think you still want to draft players like that because you have more reason to not shell out a supermax contract. Like, say you take Acuff as the Kings, which horrible place for him to go, by the way. But like, say you're the team that takes Acuff and he ends up playing really well for the first few years of his career, and then I don't know, there's more reason to not throw $60 million a year at him because the GM can just be like, hey, like, kill all small guards. I'm only giving you 30, and then you have a guy that can go get a bucket late in the game, that can be an offensive ecosystem, but he's only making $35 million.
Yeah, I guess this playoffs has kind of revealed that having good guard play is really important in the playoffs. Obviously,
It matters
you,
a
you
ton.
you can't do like obviously the Rockets are a bad example because that was just a whole fucking shit show from the beginning. But the Rockets having no point guard, obviously that shit didn't work.
The Spurs having, I guess, well, this is a good segue into the Spurs now.
Let's talk about some Spurs players.
Because the Spurs also didn't really have great guard play. I mean, Fox was kind of playing like a chicken with his head cut off. Harper was hooping. Holy shit.
Especially in game 5, Harper was like the only dude on the team who was like seriously like looking like he could try and win them the game. Because like Wemby couldn't score for shit. Vassell maybe had a few buckets, but he's an off-ball player. And then Fox was obviously stinking it up. Castle was 0 for. So it was really annoying. Like I can only imagine how it was for Spurs fans. But it was annoying for me to watch Mitch Johnson hand Fox the keys in 5 straight fourth quarters.
Yeah.
And just tell him, Cook, go win the game for us. And that is not a good strategy. De'Aaron Fox is not that good. He's not as good as he was 2 years ago.
I know he's injured, but like, yeah, it should not have happened in 5 straight games.
He's also
he's
just
losing
like brain
games.
Like De'Aaron Fox also has like the bozo gene, and like because he had let's see what game was it, game 4?
Yeah, it was game 4.
He got out on the fast break and he could have just dribbled the ball out and gotten fouled, but he's like, nah, I'm just gonna try and lay it up on OG.
Yeah.
That was probably
boneheaded play.
A top 5 like dumbest decisions in recent NBA history that I can think of. Like that's probably second to like JR.
I don't know. JR's is pretty bad. Second to JR. Yeah. I don't know. It was pretty terrible. I do think like if I'm remembering the play correctly, like he had a pretty full head of steam and he was rapidly approaching the baseline. If he tried to stop, I think that would have been a turnover. But
I think he could have turned it around though. He could have like dribbled out to the other corner.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll never know.
He did not need to lay it up there
on that play.
Yeah.
But I think like Dylan Harper really showed like insane flashes, and it's like in a playoff run where it is increasingly obvious that you need to have good guard play especially to close out games, and he's doing it for the Spurs. He's like the only guy bringing them down the stretch. And yeah, for Mitch Johnson to either straight up have him not in the game to close or to let De'Aaron Fox run the offense was just such a boneheaded move. And I think, I don't know, every team, if you want to go out and win a championship, you need to have a guy that can close down the stretch. Because like I love Wemby, I think he is definitely still in contention for the best player in the world, but he's not a guy you can just give the ball and say, go to work, go get us a bucket.
It's just, because he's so tall, his center of gravity's so high, and he's obviously really light. So he really struggles to, like, dribble penetrate a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And he, obviously, we already talked about this, but Wemby just looking dog-tired every fourth quarter, that especially didn't help. And did you notice how the Knicks, basically, they just took the alley-oop out of the game because every time they tried to throw one, they would just, like, push Wemby away from it.
Yeah.
Like, they genuinely just weren't letting him catch anything. Like, they probably should have called more fouls on that stuff.
Probably.
But I guess that reminds me, actually. How did you feel about the landing space flagrant that they didn't call on Wemby?
Watching it in real time.
You think they were going to suspend him for it?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not, yeah.
They didn't want to kick Wemby out of the finals, especially like the Knicks were
That'd
already
just be
going to win
bad
that
for
series.
business. That'd be bad
Yeah,
for
it'd be bad
business.
for business. They want to give the Knicks a
No one's
real
trying to see
ring.
that.
If they
Yeah.
kick Wemby out, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Wemby's out the game. Knicks don't actually win if he plays. Um, but it was pretty egregious. I saw the replay. I'm like, oh, that's like by the book. That's the flagrant.
Yeah.
It should be.
Also, how do you feel? How do you feel about the Spurs just walking off? No handshakes, no nothing. I respect it. I think it's gangster.
I think more teams need to do that. I think we need to
Yeah, I
bring
think
some
I hate.
animosity back to the
It's the
league.
same thing of like NBA fans playing both sides. It's like you guys complain about how players are soft and how you want it to be like the '90s, and then these guys are dickheads to each other, and like there's obviously some animosity. Like I don't think Wemby likes anybody on the Knicks. They obviously don't like him. You saw the clip of Brunson's
His toast was
toasting.
fuck
He was
Wemby.
toasting "fuck Wemby," like at some party with some Knicks players. So
And I like that. I
obviously,
mean, I want them to
respect to
hate each
Wemby.
other.
Respect to Wemby for not shaking hands with them because
Yeah.
obviously they were. I'm sure they were already talking about him that way behind closed doors. But were you watching the game when like Wemby? I think it was in like game 2, maybe game 3. But when Wemby just like grabbed Jalen Brunson's head and just shoved it down, that was also gangster.
He's kind of a dirty fuck. I
I
won't
don't think
lie.
he's dirty. I don't think he's dirty. He doesn't try to hurt anybody. I think he definitely. He
I
has
don't think
emotion.
he's trying to hurt players, but he is playing to be physical in a non-basketball
Okay,
way
okay.
sometimes.
But like he gets his fucking ass kicked, dude. Like he gets his ass kicked as much as any player in the league.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I bet
So,
he gets
I
real
mean,
frustrated about
I
that.
can yeah. That's what I was gonna get into. I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm sure the frustration wins over in a few moments. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he gets pushed around a ton. And actually, a dude I work with, he's not like a NBA fan, but he watches like the playoffs and especially the finals. And he's asking me like, he's 7'5", why the fuck is he not scoring more? Why doesn't he just dunk the ball every time? Like, well, they're not calling he's getting
They're
shoved
trying
around.
they're trying really hard to keep him away from the rim.
Yeah, like they're
Obviously.
pushing him. I'm telling him like, yeah, he's big as fuck, but he's lanky, he's light. His center of gravity is weird, so they can push him around. And sure, some of these are fouls, but over the course of an entire game, an entire series, you just can't call everything. So yeah, I mean, the Knicks. I told him like the Knicks know that like the Wemby lob is unguardable because no one else is 7'5" with the longest arms ever. So of course they're gonna try to beat him down low and push him away from the basket. And I think that's just something where if he's really motivated, which he seems to be, that's what if he like does. Remember when Giannis put on all that muscle in one off season? He went from pretty lanky to
Oh,
just so
not
beefy
hearing
in
you.
the span of a few months. Like, what if Wemby does that?
you mean like get super ripped?
Yeah, I guess super like comes into the
I don't
season.
know. I mean, Wemby's like a cool 6 inches taller than Giannis, so like I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't
Like,
think he can get that shredded, but like
I'm
put
just
on
saying,
a fair amount of
yeah,
muscle.
yeah. I'm just saying I don't know if it's anatomically possible for him to get very buff.
Yeah. What's stopping him from eating 10,000 calories a day for a whole off
I mean,
season?
do you want all this dude's joints to fail?
Yeah, that would be kind of brutal.
I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah,
kind of
he might
I
be
like
down
him
by
how he is now.
26 if that happens.
What I think the Spurs need to do is like you have Wemby. There's obviously still the chance that he can get better on offense. He can be a better decision maker. He can be a better passer. He can be a better shooter. He can make free throws in the clutch. He had some huge missed free throws. Lots of Spurs did. But of course, I think you definitely just give Harper the keys. Make him like he's your number 2. Him and Wemby are your guys. Like this is who you're building around. Then I'd also want to keep Vassell because he's awesome. I'd want to keep Champagny because he's a sniper. And then
I want to keep Castle.
Yeah, Castle. I forgot about him. I was gonna get to Castle, yeah. But everyone else like Keldon Johnson, De'Aaron Fox, Luke Cornett. Oh man, don't even get me started on Luke Cornett. Can we start the Luke Cornett slander session?
Dude, he
I can't
was.
believe that this dude was actually like a good like a year or two ago, and now he actually can't guard anybody. Like it's actually insane. I don't think I've seen a player get abused more in a finals in my whole life than I watched Luke Cornett get abused.
I think it's a combination of him. He definitely took a step back defensively, but it's also uh like a mental shift that happens for the Knicks or any team that the Spurs play, where you see Wemby's gone, and so you can just like lock into a different gear where it's like, hey, we
I
get to
know, but I
attack this
just
guy
mean
for 10 minutes straight,
I
and
just
he
mean Cornett.
cannot do it.
Cornette's like 7'2" though. It's like he should be able to protect the rim. It's just like the dude just cannot move in space anymore. Like
Yeah.
he's just an actual cone, and he was not even close to good enough like to be the backup center level that the Spurs needed in this series. Not even close.
Yeah, they got to work on fleshing out that bench a ton. And I've seen a lot of people saying fire Mitch Johnson. This was his first season. Hopefully he's gonna learn from this. But like
I don't know.
Wemby needs to like.
I don't
You
know
know
if
this
he's
sound.
redeemable. I don't like. I think what he just did, what basically like, he basically handed like the first two games of the series to the Knicks because he was doubling Brunson, and the Knicks have such great ball movement and shooters everywhere, so they were just getting torched, and then he just refuses to let Dylan Harper just like take the keys over De'Aaron Fox. He keeps letting De'Aaron Fox run the fourth quarter every game, and what do you
Yeah.
know? They lost 4 out of 5 of them.
Well, my thought is just like, who do you hire if you fire your head coach?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just the rough part.
Somebody who's more adept at playoff matchups. I don't know who that would be.
I just think like not to sound like an old head who's like, oh, this huge guy, he needs to stop taking threes and get his ass in the paint, but like he really does. He clearly cannot dribble. Like he can't penetrate, he can't attack from the 3-point line. Like
They just need more shooters. Wemby clearly needs to have more shooters around him. Like
yeah,
whether
I
that
mean
comes with
if you're gonna
whether that
have,
comes with getting rid of Fox or whatever, like you just need better shooters.
how are they gonna get? I was just gonna ask you that. How do they get rid of Fox? Because he's about to be making 60 million a year.
I just
That's so fucked.
unless
That's
they
so
find
fucked for
some
that.
unless they find some poverty franchise that's willing to. The thing is, like, I don't even think that's gonna happen because Fox has like 3 more years on his deal.
Give him back to Sacramento.
So like genuinely, who would do that unless you're getting like a haul? And obviously the Spurs can't do that. They can't give up all their assets
Yeah.
just to get off a guy who they traded for and extended in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the extension was last offseason, right? I
I
remember
believe it
thinking
might have
that
been.
was a bad move when it happened.
It's just too much money. Too much money for a guy who is like he's not a zero on the defensive end, but he's not far from it, and he's very inconsistent on offense.
Yeah.
Like that's just not the kind of player you can max. But they did, so
Not
it is
not at
it is
all.
what it is.
Um Carter Bryant. He didn't play a huge role in this series, but I really liked what I saw from him
I think he's
throughout the whole playoff
really
run.
good for a 19-year-old. Obviously, he was huge in that OKC matchup.
He did a great job on Shea. He
He
was
did get
hitting his
benched in the
corner
finals.
threes.
He did get benched in the finals, but I kind of think it was unfair that they never let him like actually play with Wemby. Like, bro was just out there with Cornette, and they're judging him because he looks ass. Like, okay, he's a rookie. He doesn't
It's like,
have
no
he
shit.
doesn't have a reliable shot, and he's playing with fucking guidance counselor Cornette. So, I mean, obviously, bro's not gonna look good. Now, I don't think if they gave him minutes, they were gonna win the series or anything.
Yeah, I don't think it would have swung this series. I just really like what I saw from him, and like, I know saying the Spurs will be back, like, I'm not gonna say that because clearly nothing is guaranteed in today's
Yeah.
NBA. But if
I
any
think they'll
team's
be
gonna be
back, though.
back, it'll be them.
I think maybe if it was just Wemby and Castle, but it's Wemby and Dylan Harper. Like Dylan Harper is gonna be so fucking good. He already is so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure they'll be back. Maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that, but I mean, we'll have to see how they make adjustments with this Fox contract if they're able to get off it. I assume they probably won't though.
So, I was watching the Get Up show this morning before I went to work. They show like the odds to win the NBA championship next season. Spurs had the best odds. I think the Knicks were fourth place or whatever. Are you taking a new champion next season or any of the 8 champions from this run of parity?
Oh God, I have to remember who they all are. Got
Because it's been
Raptors,
Toronto,
Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Nuggets. Definitely not them.
Celtics, Thunder, Knicks.
Celtics, Thunder. It could be one of those two teams. I mean, the Knicks could go back. I mean, they're going to retain like their whole roster. They're all fairly young still. Like they're in their prime years. Hell, they could be back. I mean, they've got that playoff magic clearly. But you know who else has that playoff magic that's going to be back next year?
The Pacers.
Devil Magic Halliburton. And we have seen Devil Magic Halliburton beat 35 shots a game Brunson in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's possible. We've seen Indiana do it.
I just I keep asking myself the question, like, do I take a 9th straight new champion, or are any of these teams going to win a second championship? And if I had to bet on it, like, I think I've asked myself this question the past 2 seasons, where it's like, is someone going to win a second championship? And I keep saying, yeah, like they'll probably do it. I don't think it's going to happen, because you still have teams that haven't won a championship yet.
Like what other teams could it be?
Spurs.
Who's the most likely?
Pistons. I mean, I hope it's the Pistons. I really hope it is. I don't think it'll happen, but like, you got those 8 teams, and then outside of that, like Pacers still haven't won one. Spurs didn't win. Pistons, like that's 3 legit teams right there. You could always have like that, like a new team.
Wizards.
Wizards come in, dominate. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who else could do it? Actually, that's probably it. Pistons, Spurs, Pacers. So one of those 3 teams, or one of the last 8 teams. I don't know.
I'd say.
I just think all these teams that have won have gotten this curse where they can't go win a second.
I just feel like the playoffs are so unpredictable now. Like I don't even know how to.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Makes for a better product than when we got Warriors Cavs 4 years in a row.
I think it makes for a better product when.
I do miss dynasties though.
I've heard some good takes. Like
dynasties are part of NBA history, and they just don't exist anymore.
I'm fine with parity and there not being dynasties. I just really want the reason to be. Everyone comes in the playoffs relatively healthy, which hasn't happened for a little bit, and team building has gotten so fucked. It's like you can draft well, and then you're forced to get rid of 1, if not 2, of like your really good young players just because you can't afford to keep them. And I think that makes for more parity, but it's like it doesn't feel earned to me. Not that these champions aren't earned, but like I want there to be a situation where if there's gonna be 8 straight new champions, it's because more and more teams are getting up to that championship level, and not these teams are forced to nerf themselves because they can't retain their championship core.
I mean, I don't think that's really happened yet, because the Celtics tore it all down, but they did that after Tatum tore his Achilles, though.
I think they still would have made those moves though, because the private equity firm bought them out, and they want to save the bottom line.
I mean, they still kept a lot of their guys. They kept JB, Derek White, and Pritchard, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I do kind of miss a dynasty, or at least a back-to-back, or like
the Pistons dynasty is coming, so.
I want to see a multiple-time champion in like a 4-year stretch. That would be cool. I guess while we're kind of lightly talking about the Pistons, have you seen the more serious rumors about Trey Murphy coming here
Yeah, I have.
by the time the draft happens?
Well, I'm hoping that these reports are coinciding with the Pelicans like lowering their asking price. Because if it's still the same shit from the mock trades earlier in the season, not ideal.
Yeah.
You think Ron gets traded?
I think he does, and
I think Ron and Stu are probably both gone this offseason, at least those two.
it hurts me. I mean, as someone that's like, I'm pretty emotionally attached to most of the Pistons. Like, it'll be a good
Especially
move. But I'll be
Stu,
so
yeah. Because
sad.
we've had Stu for such a long time.
Yeah. It'll be rough to see it happen if Stu does go. Ron's a guy that I really like, but I understand that he's probably not gonna amount to much, especially in the role he plays for us.
He's also, he's just not doing it fast enough. We don't have time to sit around and wait for him to maybe develop a jumper.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I would be kind of pissed about, I do see him being a really excellent downhill scorer. Like when he's attacking the rim and also not turning the ball over, so that's two big ifs. Like he's really hard to stop. He's a really good finisher. So I could see him blooming in a new role. But yeah, we don't have the time or the minutes really to get him there.
And he's like an energy defense guy, and we've got enough of those guys.
Yeah.
Like we've got like
We
four
got the
of them.
best guy in the league for that, and
Yeah.
we just don't have minutes for Ron. So yeah, I think he'll definitely be part of the Trey Murphy trade. It'll be hard for me to watch Stu go, but if Trey comes in and is really hooping for us, which I think he will be, I'll let that one go because we do need someone that can shoot and kind of.
So how long is it until the NBA draft now? Do you know?
It's the 23rd, so a week from
23rd,
from today.
Wow, okay. Is Acuff going like in the top 3 now?
No, I don't.
Because of
think
his Brunson playoff run?
No. I think teams will definitely be moved by the Brunson playoff run, but not that much. The big 3 is going first. Oh, you know what we haven't talked about is the fact that the new draft lottery rules officially got passed. I don't think we've ever brought that up in the pod.
No, we talked about that last pod.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, we talked about the 3-2-1.
Oh, that fucking blows.
Yeah. Have you watched any World Cup footy?
I have actually. So over the weekend I was camping with some friends. I brought a TV because I couldn't miss Game 5 of the finals. But when basketball wasn't on, I had soccer on all day. And I'm not a huge soccer fan, but this shit's actually so fun to watch.
The World Cup's pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
The USA has a super easy group that we're in. We're like in they're like 4-team groups. And I think there's my friend Lucas was telling me that there are 48 teams in it this year, which is more than ever there has been before. So I guess there's 12 groups of 4, but the US's group is really easy. We played Paraguay, which is a South American country with like 7 million people, and we beat them 4-1.
Yeah,
We watched that's our only game so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me what's going on in a soccer game, I couldn't really tell you. Like in terms of plays or strategy for the most part.
Yeah, me neither.
But I know from friends that really are into soccer that the U.S. we're not good. We'll probably make the tournament. But all the, lack of soccer knowledge chuds are like, oh, USA 250, America's going to go win the World Cup. Like, you have no idea how bad we are at soccer.
One of the only things I know about soccer, actually, we're better this year, though. We're better.
I know we're better, but we're not winning it.
Yeah. But, what was I going to say? Shit. I forgot, honestly. I forgot.
Speaking of USA 250, how about UFC happening on the front lawn of the White House?
Some of those fights were actually entertaining, though. Did you see any of the Gaethje Topuria fight?
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to participate in viewing the gladiatorial matches.
Well, you
And
saw you
the White
saw one of the fighters earlier in the night got the mic and he said Michelle Obama is a man. He just like shouted that shit.
We have a great
Which is
country that we live in right
good
now.
thing we're doing that in front of the White House. Good thing that guy's on the front lawn of the White House
Awesome stuff. Just awesome
saying that stuff about the former first lady.
You know, while all these foreign fans are in the U.S., having that going on is real awesome. It's really cool. And Iran played. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
I think they played last night.
Last night. Yeah, like the chuds that I work with at Home Depot were talking about like I don't know. They were super anti them winning or whatever.
Anti-Iran.
And
They're such good goyim. They're such good goy slaves.
it's horrible. Like they're talking about like buying a jersey for the team and like writing "Death to America" on it. I don't know, and like making fun of them.
Dang, they say death to America there. Dang, it's almost like we blew up an elementary school and killed 150 kids or something. Did that happen? I forgot.
I don't know if these people that I'm talking to know that happened, or if they like, if they do they not care that we're blowing up elementary schools? Like, it's
with like 3,000-pound bombs. By the way,
it's so fucked up.
It's just crazy. But I don't know. Actually, did you see that like the FBI busted some like terror plot on the UFC White House event?
Oh, did
Apparently
they?
They arrested him. It was like I don't know how many people it was, but I saw the mugshot of this dude. Holy chud! Apparently he's only like 21, but he's like balding almost.
Yikes!
He's like not even balding. Like he's almost completely bald already, and he's fat and he's got a big bushy beard. He's got like a fucking Neanderthal brow. So like bro looks like he's 40, but he's 21. But anyways, I was reading the article a little bit, and apparently bro got turned in by his parents, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Yikes!
So the whole scheme got disrupted by this one dude's parents. Like it wasn't even like the FBI was like surveilling them or some shit.
Was the scheme real? I mean, I know they want to.
I think so. I think so. It seems real. It's being
They're
reported
trying to
on
distract
like it's
us
real.
from the Epstein thing.
Apparently, they were like planning on like using drones with explosives on them, and then like having other people sitting by the entrances with like rifles, waiting for people to run out.
I'm just not. I'm not moved by that shit.
Yeah.
I'm very conspiracy pilled right now, and I don't know. They're just trying to distract us from the Epstein files. So.
I mean, did you see Sean Strickland tried to show up, even though he was banned?
Oh,
He
really?
he was wearing a shirt that said Trump is in the Epstein files.
Oh shit!
And he was banned because he's been so critical of like Israel and Epstein and stuff.
You can't do that.
Nope.
Not allowed to.
Nope. The president definitely did not diddle kids with Jeffrey Epstein. And if he did, it was a long time ago, and he feels bad about it, and we should all forget about it.
He said he was sorry.
Yeah, he's sorry, dude.
Then he went to the Knicks game, and the Knicks won. Let's go.
The Knicks game. Actually, they lost the game he was at, dude.
But they won the championship. Let's
Holy
go.
oral loss.
DJT.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about... That's one more thing we should talk about before we get off. James Dolan, seeing him happy that the Knicks won a title...
Horrible.
And, like, trying to take credit, like, you know, bro did anything.
New York. I'm sorry
Makes my
it took
blood
so
boil,
long.
man. It just makes my blood boil that this fucking greedy ass idiot, like, I don't even say this lightly, like, James Dolan is a fucking moron. When it comes to running a basketball team, the dude's an idiot.
Yeah, he is.
They were poverty for decades until he's finally like, okay, Leon Rose, you can take over the basketball operations.
And then
What do you know? They build a title team, better than any team that Dolan had for 25 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Seeing the combination of Dolan and Adam Silver on stage was enough to make me turn off the celebration. I do like hearing Adam Silver get booed when he's about to talk.
He is just such an oddball, man. He's so odd looking. Like the way he talks is odd. The way he looks is odd. Like the the way he like slinks around like on the stage, and he's so pale, and
Yeah, I
he's
know.
bald. He looks like he genuinely looks like an alien, and he like just slinks up on the stage, and like for the Finals MVP every year, and then like besides that, it's like you're not seeing him outside of like random podcasts where he's like, "Oh, yo, the reffing's actually gonna get a lot better this year," and then it doesn't.
He when he gets booed, I almost feel bad for a second because he looks like an autistic little boy that didn't have friends. And
Oh,
like
dude,
you can see that it
he's
like
got
hits him
more
in the
money.
skull when it happens. And
He's
then
got so much money.
yeah, I'm reminded he's got so much money. He is actively making terrible decisions for the league, knowing that they're unpopular because it's in the best interest of gambling companies. And so he deserves to be booed. Fuck that guy.
Adam Silver estimated net worth is around 40 million.
It's actually
Not as
not.
much as I thought. Not as much as I thought. I thought it'd be like 200.
He's still in the pockets of big gambling.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, all the NBA itself is like a multi-billion-dollar entity. So
Yeah, brutal stuff, man.
brutal stuff.
So I think this is a good time to wrap it up. I think we hit every point we wanted to get to.
So I guess next pod will be after the draft. We might have some more World Cup to talk about then. Also, maybe the Pistons will have made a trade or two.
Yeah, we'll break down some minor stuff. I do it's the off season, so I like going in my notes app and like saying who are the best players of this past season, who will be the best players next season. We'll probably get into some of that over the off season.
Wait, so if we make a new like top 10 list, this is kind of random. If we make a new top 10 list, is Brunson in your top 10? Where do you put Brunson? Where are you ranking
he's
him?
in my top 10. And I think he's
How high
closer
can
to
he go?
top 5 than
I can't even lie. He's going above Cade. As a Cade fan, he's
going
above
above Cade. Yeah, I know. I texted
Yeah.
you about that. He's going above Cade.
He's
Until
going above
Cade
Ant.
proves that he
He's
can
going
stop
above
being
Luke. He's going
an
above Luca.
idiot. I gotta take that out.
So
Yeah, he's going above Cade and Luca.
Tatum. Actually, I don't know.
not-
Tatum's close. Tatum's close.
So yeah, we'll reconvene about this. We'll make our list.
Yeah, we will,
and then
we
talk
will.
about it on the next pod.
Anyways, it's
Thank
been a
you,
good
all
pod.
of our loyal fans. Thank you for bearing with us through a 3-week absence again.
Please send us $10,000.
Like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time.